A beautiful morning to you all, our wonderful listeners and viewers out there. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd day of November 2021. I hope you had a great night rest. I hope you slept well because I did. My name is Mercy Carter, and as usual, I'll be your host for the program. And I have with me here in the studio Shikemi Issa. Shikemi, how are you?
I'm fine. Good
Hope you
morning.
slept well.
Sure, I
I
have.
love I always tell you I love your smile, so it's not anything new.
Thank
Do
you.
well to join us live on Facebook at View Radio FM, like our page to get notified anytime we're live, to be part of all our programs. You can also listen to us live via our website at www.viewradiofm.com. Don't forget that you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at View Radio FM. And you can also give us a call on our studio line 006 1989 380 is the number. Alright, the newspaper headlines will be coming to you right after this short commercial break. Do stay tuned.
Yes, yes, yes. It's VO Resort and Event Center. You need some time away from the hustle and bustle of the city to relax, kick back, and have some fun. Time off with family, friends, and that special someone. You have an event and need a beautiful, accommodating space to host your guests? Look no further. VO Resort and Event Center has got your back with our 1,000-seater hall, restaurant and bar, poolside, tennis courts, golf course, VIP space, kids play courts, alluring bedrooms, and a serene environment to cap it all up. Nothing is left uncovered. VO Resort and Event Center is located at kilometer 36 Ishara, Agoiwoye Road, Ishara Remo, Ogun State. Telephone 081 687 09103, 090 416 26640, and 091 374 23830. With VO Resort and Event Center, you've made the right choice.
You're listening to the best radio station on the planet. The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
View Radio. View Radio FM. We are the best.
One, come on, leave this radio for me now. I enjoy this View Radio.
Leave him for me for View Radio. Like me, I enjoy him for me. I give him now go.
Hello. Give me the full volume of this FM. I'm enjoying this View Radio.
The radio.
Yes, yes, yes. It's tough. You need some time away from the hustle and bustle of the city to relax, kick back, and have some fun. Time off with family, friends, and that special, and need a beautiful, accommodating space to host your guests? Look no further. VO Resort and Event Center has got your back with our 1,000-seater hall, restaurant and bar, poolside, gym, tennis courts, golf course, VIP space, kids play courts, alluring bedrooms, and a serene environment to cap it all up. Nothing is left uncovered. VO Resort and Event Center is located at kilometer 36 Ishara, Agoiwoye Road, Ishara Remo, Ogun State. Telephone 081 687 09103, 090 416 26640, and 091 374 23830. With VO Resort and Event Center, you've missed.
Alright, welcome back to the Breakfast Show here on View Radio FM. Alright, on the headlines this morning on the Vanguard newspaper, restructuring can't solve Nigeria's problem, YCE. This is coming from the Yoruba Council of Elders, YCE. Yesterday they said restructuring alone could not effectively tackle the country's problems, noting that time has come for the various ethnic groups in the country to have a roundtable talk on how to live together. The Secretary General of YCE, Dr. Kunle Olajide, who spoke on the state of affairs in the country, said they should get a new constitution for this country. It's not anything difficult. We are in a democracy. You know, this is not the first time that someone is coming out to say that our constitution is outdated. What do you really think about this, whole constitution issue, getting a new constitution, restructuring and all that? Shikemi, do you think it is high time that, the entire constitution is changed, or do you think there should just be a review to some of the laws, or do you think the entire constitution, should be looked into? What do you think?
Well, to me, the review should be, there should be a review, not all, because the constitution can never be changed. It can never be changed. So what they would do is just to pick some things there and change it. Though it won't be really easy for them to change it. It won't be really easy.
Well, the thing is, a lot of laws that are in the constitution have been there for ages.
Yeah.
You get, and a lot of them do not apply to this current time that we're in. And that's the reason why there is need for the constitution to be modified, because a lot of things that are being done at this particular time, they are not applicable anymore. You get, a lot of things that, a lot of acts and laws that are in the constitution, they are not applicable anymore. But then we follow suit just because it has not yet been modified, it has not been amended. So I think that it's high time the constitution is looked into to fit into the current times that we're in. That's just my take. All right, still on the Vanguard paper this morning, while oil bunkering can't stop Wike. This is coming from the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. He explained that the reason oil theft cannot easily stop is because some security personnel were involved, adding that it was time the Nigerian state considers the damage caused by activities of crude oil thieves to the economic mainstay of the country and treats them as treasonable offenders. The governor also said the fight to stop oil theft has continued to fail because top-ranking military officers were deeply involved. A lot to say regarding this, but I think he's right. Don't you think so? I think he's right because in issues affecting things like this, oil theft, a lot of crimes, most times people in top positions sometimes are involved, and that is the reason why sometimes a lot of things cannot be done, because that if you do something you are going to definitely implicate someone. So that is why people just try to cover up these things. And I most times I agree with the River State governor, because he's, like I always say, he says it as it is. Like, he doesn't mince his words. He's not biased. So when he says something, he knows what he's saying. He just says it as it is. And to me, in this situation, he's saying the truth. And concerning this issue, oil theft, oil bunkering is something that has been going on for the longest. In fact, before I was born, oil bunkering was going on. And the government keeps saying they are working on it. They are working to make sure that it is stopped. They are working to make sure that it is stopped completely and it is not seen in the country again. But upon year, we keep seeing the same thing. A lot of times it will look like action is being taken and some people are being punished. But after a while, we just noticed that it was all a facade all along. So nobody was actually being punished. They just did it so that the public will keep quiet for a while. And that these things are really dangerous, because a lot of times explosions can just take place. Explosions. I think in the past, things like this have caused dangerous explosions. Even the people that were involved in theft themselves, they have died because like they say, there's hunger in the land. So this is that's probably how people, those areas that involve themselves in that kind of thing. But it's a crime nevertheless, and it's something that needs to be worked on. It should not be just because some certain people. In fact, I even think, as a matter of fact, the people involved, the top officials, the top military officials involved, the police, the civil corps, and every other agency that is involved, the officers that are involved in crimes should be fished out and punished. In fact, they should be used as examples, so
Yeah.
that other people will not follow suit. Because when these people are not punished, they keep getting away with their crimes. It gives other people the impression that there's no justice in
Yeah,
this
let me
country, so
just
me
do
too, let me
it.
do.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So they will not say anything. So if I join too, they will not say anything.
It's
So
not really a big deal.
what's
though,
even
so-
the use? I know most times there are people that are in these agencies that are actually genuine and they have integrity. They
Yeah.
are honest. But because the people that are actually involved in these crimes, they are the top ranking
Yes,
ones.
exactly.
So you, as the one that is a man of integrity,
They might even threaten to fire you.
exactly. So you just have to keep quiet about the whole thing. But then I pray God will help us, and I pray that the governments, the federal government, state governments become more serious in punishing this offender. If you know that a top-ranking military officer is involved in this, let nobody keep quiet about it. I
Yeah.
think they should be punished, and appropriate things should be done to make sure that things like this are stopped in the country. All right, still on the Vanguard newspaper, Ijaw youth threatening to shut down ship flow station over marginalization. This is coming from Ijaw youth in Olugbobiri community in southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. Under the aegis of concerned Olugbobiri youth movement, they have vowed to shut down the Teddy Daba flow station operated by Nigeria Ajib Oil Company over alleged marginalization and neglect of the community by the multinational. The youth who staged a peaceful protest in the community yesterday said 48 years after the commencement of crude oil exploitation in their domain, the fortunes of the community have not changed. Very sad. They lamented that the community lacked basic social amenities such as potable drinking water, functional jetty, empowerment, and job opportunities for youth, adding that what the community has benefited is abandoned projects. Very sad. As a matter of fact, I've seen, oil producing communities where these companies go to and, they want to do something. Nevertheless, they want to help out. They want to make sure that they provide basic social amenities because it is what should be done.
Yeah.
When you go to a community that has oil or that has one form of thing or the other and you want to invest in that company, you have to make sure that you play your part. That there's what they call, community responsibility. So you have to contribute that part to the community. They want to do, but like we said earlier, in case of oil theft, there are still some people, there are still some traditional rulers who just want to keep these things to themselves.
The people might even say to these traditional rulers,
Yes.
because of their selfish interest.
Exactly. That is what we are saying.
Yeah.
So the youth of the community, they don't know that such things have gone down.
Yeah.
So maybe the chiefs have shared the money amongst themselves, and later you get these people keep complaining. Like, what is happening? We're not seeing any development. At times, some of these traditional rulers and council of chiefs and all that, community leaders, they might even start the project.
Yeah.
Like they would tell the youth that okay, these people have started something. At the end of the day, they will not complete it because most times, these agencies, or these companies, they do not go back to go and check.
Yeah.
They just
because they trust the people, so they give them the money to
tighter we take trust away from things relating to money because human beings can be very funny. When it comes to money, I don't think there's anything called trust. When it comes to anything regarding development, I think if you are going to develop a community, let it be done by the company itself. Do not give to any traditional ruler and say, okay, I am giving you this money on behalf of the company to develop
some
your
people has
community.
sugar-coated mouth, so the way they will speak to the person like this
You
person
know
is
that
really a
kind of
nice
thing
person.
now.
Yeah.
So yes, so when they speak to the people, they speak to and they'll be like, okay, yes, it makes sense. But after a while, you just notice that nothing is being done. And I really feel sorry for these youth most of the time because they expect so much, and that is another problem that we have in this country. I'm not saying it's bad to expect a lot from these companies, but then we should not put all our eggs in one basket. So you feel like okay, because one oil company has come to your community, development has come. So you believe that these people are going to construct roads for you. You believe that these people, they are going to build schools for you.
Yes.
They are going to build hospitals for you. They are going to make sure you have water. They are going to make sure you have electricity in your community. I mean, come on. And they are even going to provide jobs for you. I'm not saying it is not supposed to be done. quite all right. These are things that can be done and should be done, but a lot of times it is not being done. Are we going to continue? I mean, these people, this thing has been going on for years, decades, 20 years plus since oil was discovered in their communities. It's been a long time coming. So I think it's high time that these people, the youth in such communities, begin to look for other ways of
They shouldn't
livelihood.
relent on the people. They should just
Yes.
do things on their own.
It's high time they start looking for other means of livelihood, because trust me, if we continue saying we want to wait for companies that will bring development to our communities, it might just be
Waste
futile.
of time.
That is just it. All right. Still on the Vanguard newspaper, Nollywood actors express shock over Baba Suwe's death. You know, it was actually a shocking one.
Yeah.
The news, the popular Yoruba comic actor, died at the age of 63, pretty young. I mean, nowadays I don't even know the reason why a lot of people die so young. People don't live. I was discussing with someone about it yesterday. I don't know what the cause is exactly in this country
he
anymore.
was really sick. Like, he has a stroke.
Yeah.
But I had he's okay.
He was getting better,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
So all of a
So
sudden
suddenly-
he just relapsed, and that is the reason why people are shocked.
Yeah.
Our condolences to the family of this deceased
rest
and
in
all that.
perfect
May
peace.
thank you, exactly. All right, still on the Vanguard newspaper, fighting terrorism futile without addressing root causes. ECOWAS. This is coming from the Vice President of Economic Community of West African States, Miss Finda Koroma. She said that the only successful way to fight terrorism within the region is to attack its root causes. Koroma said this at the inauguration of the early warning study on the spillover of violent extremism to ECOWAS coastal member states in Abuja on Monday. The ECOWAS Commission understands that it would be illusionary to fight against terrorism without attacking its root causes, such as bad or, in some cases, weak governance, poverty, youth unemployment, and human rights abuses. I think I 100% agree with her on this. We keep saying we are going to fight insecurity, we are going to fight terrorism, but then if we fight it, of time, and eventually we're able to fight. Trust me, if the root causes are not being looked into, it is not going to last.
Yes, sure.
Peace is not going to last, as a matter
Because
of fact.
you don't expect someone that has job, that it's finding it difficult to
Yes.
eat. So you don't expect that kind of person to stay and
Yes,
I think the government should just create the job opportunities for these people if they really want insecurity to be kicked out.
as a matter of fact, we say prisons, and they no longer, the Nigerian government no longer wants jails to be called prisons and all that. They want them to now be called correctional facilities. Quite all right. I don't have an issue with calling a prison a correctional, because that is exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So when you offend, when you're a criminal and you are sent to prison, you are supposed to be corrected before coming out. But the thing is it just about changing the name to correctional facilities? And when these people come out, when eventually they are being released from prison, they still come back to the same standard of living. They still come back to jobs. They still come back to bad governance. They still come back to lack of quality
Definitely, these
education.
people won't change.
They will not change.
Won't
So
change.
you end up just correcting them for that period of time. But when they
Yeah.
come out, they do the same thing and they are back in the prison. And that's why we keep seeing we keep seeing cases of repeat offenders.
Yeah.
So someone commits a crime today, the person is arrested, tried to court, and released after a period of time, and the person is sent back to the streets, and the person commits the same crime or something similar to that crime, and the person is sent back to, and we have it keeps repeating in a way that things like this can be solved completely, is if our governance system is being looked into. I mean, we keep saying that we are operating a democratic system of government, but are we really? That is the question that we need to ask. Are we really operating a democratic system of government? That is one. Again, we keep saying that okay, we have good quality education. Do we really? Are there jobs? Is there ethnic understanding? When it comes to is there religious understanding? Is there peace? Until such things are looked into, trust me, it is going to be very, very difficult to fight terrorism. That is just the truth. All right, still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, Babangida Abubakar, confident in army's efforts in tackling insecurity. The former heads of state, General Ibrahim Babangida and General Abdul Sami Abubakar, have expressed confidence in the Nigerian Army efforts in tackling the insecurity confronting the nation. The Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwanchuku, in a statement said the former leader stated this when the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, visited, confident in Nigerian Army's ability to stem the current security challenges being confronted around the country. Well, we are confident as well because that's the only hope we have, you get. So we don't have any other hope elsewhere. So we just really do hope that indeed this confidence that is being placed on the Nigerian Army, they do not fall short of it, and they try their very possible best to make sure that, we keep putting so much hope on the Nigerian Army, but do they really have the equipment to make sure that they fight the insecurity in the country? Shikemi, what do you think about this?
Well, to me, they don't really have the equipment, because if they do have this equipment, bandits they won't be dwelling in our country.
Exactly. A lot of times these terrorists even have more quality equipment than the Nigerian, and it's
sad.
It's sad. I mean, I wanted to say it's laughable, because how do you expect to go and fight a thief with a wood? That's how it's looking like. So you want to go to battle now, and the other team is they have swords and they have guns and they have, and you are coming with stick. They will not even do anything. Just look at you and is this person joking? And that is the way it's beginning to look like. So the Nigerian Army, they don't have those kind of equipment to make sure that they fight these people. And I keep wondering every single day who gets their weapons.
I saw it. Buhari from
We really hope it's high time funds are being they are being provided for the Nigerian Army, because they cannot go on using old weapons that have worn out and they are no longer functioning properly. I think it's high time our government looks into providing the appropriate weapons needed for them to fight, because it's looking like the Nigerian Army is ready. They are agile and they want to fight. They want to go out and fight, but it's now looking like if we go out, we are going to die, and our effort is just going to be in vain, because these people are going to overpower us on the level of weapons they have and the level of our own weapons. So we just really hope that things like this are provided for the Nigerian Army to make sure that they are able to fight insurgency in the country as soon as possible. All right, that was it on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. More headlines coming to you after the short commercial break. Do stay tuned.
Yes. It's VO Resort and Event Center. Do you need some time away from the hustle and bustle of the city to relax, kick back, and have some fun? Time off with family, friends, and that's fun. You have an event and need a beautiful, accommodating space to host your guests? Look no further. VO Resort and Event Center has got your back. With our 1,000-seater hall, restaurant and bar, poolside, gym, tennis courts, golf course, VIP space, kids play courts, a learning bedrooms, and a capital of nothing is left uncovered. VO Resort and Event Center is located at kilometer 36 Ishara, Agoiwoye Road, Ishara Remo, Ogun State. Telephone 081 687 09103, 090 416 26640, and 091 374 23830. With VO Resort and Event Center, you've made the right choice.
You're listening to the best radio station on the planet. The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
View Radio. View Radio.
View Radio.
View Radio. View Radio FM. We are the best.
One day, come on, leave this radio for me now. They enjoy this view radio.
Gida leave him for me for View Radio. Like me, I enjoy them for me. Haji ko? Na gode.
Hello. Give me the full volume of this FM. I'm enjoying this view radio.
Yes, yes, yes. It's VO Resort and Event Center. Do you need some time away from the city to relax, kick back, and have some fun? Time off with family, friends, and that special someone. You have an event space to host your guests? Look no further. VO Resort and Event Center has got your back. With our 1,000-seater hall, restaurant and bar, poolside, gym, tennis courts, golf course, VIP space, display court, alluring bedrooms, and a serene environment to cap it all up. Nothing left uncovered. Resort and Event Center is located at kilometer 6 Ishara, Agoiwoye Road, Ishara Remo, Ogun State. Telephone 081 687 09103 090 416 266 91 374 23830. With VO Resort and Event Center, you've made the right choice.
You're welcome back to the Breakfast Show here on View Radio FM. Alright, still on newspaper headlines. Shikemi, what do you have for us?
Alright, the headlines on Punch News this morning. Davido to begin nationwide disbursement of 251 million naira to orphanage pledges yearly donation. Pop star David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has said that he was more fascinated by fans who sent him small amounts of money they could afford because it could have been all they had. In a video posted on Instagram page, Davido said, "It was not even about the millions of naira that I was posting, but I was surprised that people were sending 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira, 500 and even 100 naira. The money might have been all they had, yet they donated it to me because of the love they have for me and what I stand for. I would like to say a big thank you to everyone, especially because I didn't plan this." Well, to me, I've known Davido to be a generous person, and I really, really love him for that. You know, even this money they sent him, I was thinking he would use this money for something else. Well, I was really surprised when I had he donated this money to the orphanage home. And now he's promising that he would do this yearly, that he would donate money to the orphanage home yearly. I mean, that's really, really nice, you know. Like, most people won't even think of that. Even the people that sent him this money,
They will
won't
never
think
believe
of
that was what he wanted to use the money for.
They
Exactly.
might think he wants to just have fun with this money. And to my greatest surprise, he just donates this money to D. He even had his own money to it. Because the money was 201 million naira and he had 50 million naira to it. Well, I think it's really, really a great thing.
Well, I'm really, I must say that I'm impressed. And funny enough, it's expected because of the kind of person that Davido is. You know, we all know that Davido is someone that helps people a lot. You know, his favorite
I know
line.
he helps people.
He helps people a
I
lot.
wasn't expecting
So
to
when he
put
did that, I was like, oh, typical Davido. It's something that he can do. And you know, talking about people that gave 5,000, 3,000, 4,000, he, retelling people that they might have had, but because of the love they had for him, it tells you how, how humanity is. So, the laws apply to everybody. When you're a giver, definitely people will give to you as well, irrespective of how much they have, just because of the love they have for you and because of how much you have helped people before. Definitely people need to want to, reach out to you, especially when you don't do it often. It's not the fact that the video has now, use this medium. A lot of celebrities have now come out to say, and people are asking them, please answer, what have you done? What is the impact you have made in my life?
On Instagram page where one of the pop star singers said Davido, he asked Davido for money like a month before for that occasion. So he said he don't believe if Davido has really donate this money to the orphanage home because he really don't like the video because he did
That-
not give him money when he needs it.
That one is his own problem. All we know is the video was giving 200 million naira. He donated the money to orphanages. Fine and all right. That is the end of the case. And he did well, applause to him.
Yeah. Okay, from that one, Kwara police rescue 7 victims.
Wow.
7 workers of Lafsdin Pure Water who were kidnapped by government in Sosoki village via Alapa. This is contained in a statement issued by the Public Relations Officer SP Ajayi Okasomi on Sunday in Ilorin. Okasomi said that the government stormed the factory and abducted 7 out of 8 workers, including the owner of this factory, Mrs. Fatima Nuruddin. The police are really doing a great job these days. Wasn't it last week we were talking about them rescuing 5 victims?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
it's really a great thing. I will commend them for what they did,
Yeah,
and
we
I would say
commend-
they shouldn't stop. So I think if they continue rescuing these people, we'll be in a safer place. And
Of course.
if they are able to capture those people, I know they don't have enough weapon for these people, but at least they should just try and plot a plan to capture these people.
Yes.
Well, they
Yeah,
have
we
really done a
really
great
do
job.
commend the
Yeah.
Nigerian police. They are doing a great job, and we hope that we continue to see more of.
Okay, from that one, truck kills female bus passenger, injures 5 others in Anambra.
Wow.
A truck which fell on a bus on the Akwa Enugu Expressway in on Friday killed a woman and injured many. Wow, this is really a sad
It's a
story
sad
because
one.
last week we
We
talked
talked
about
this,
and
truck
explode.
Yes.
I mean, this truck issue, they shouldn't be passing the same route with this
of
commercial
course,
bus.
of course.
Because accidents can happen at any point in time.
Anytime,
So
anytime.
why would a truck, trailer, or tanker pass the same route with a commercial bus? It's not really great. I will just ask this government, or we just find a way to create a separate route for these people to be able to pass.
Yeah, exactly. It's becoming something else. Every single day you hear of one accident or the other, and it's mostly because of trucks. And something about these truck drivers, they drive like they have 9 lives. Wondering, so if you die, you will come back to this life again. Because
I saw one motorcycle. Maybe it's just maybe they just want to do it as a meme or something, but it's really risky. Like the bike man, he was passing
in the
in the middle of 2
trucks.
trailers.
Yeah. I saw
Like,
that
that's
as
really
well.
crazy,
I saw that as well. And some of them actually drive like that. They just drive like, me, I can never die. But that you're not the only one on the road. So if you feel like you're never going to die, why not think about the other people that are also driving on the same road as you? And that is the more reason why the government needs to look into creating another route for these people to pass through, instead of passing the same roads that regular motorists use. That's just my take.
Okay, from that one, NDLEA arrest drug dealer behind cocaine hidden in Lagos airport toilet.
Boom.
Well, I think they said illicit drugs have been banned in Nigeria. So how did they get this drugs?
They smuggle them.
Apart from smuggling them, the border is not really secured.
Exactly.
Because if
that's
this border
the
is
way it's
secured,
looking like.
You can't even illicit drugs into
Drugs,
the country.
exactly. That's the way
Well,
it's
I
looking
think
like.
if they keep arresting these people and giving them the actual punishment, like they face the panel, they'll really stop doing these things.
Exactly.
Because this illicit drug have really destroyed a lot of life in Nigeria, especially youths. And that's what prompts them to do, to involve themselves in criminalism and stuff like that. So,
exactly.
I would just advise the NDLEA to make sure their border is secured, because if this border is secured, there is no way they will smuggle this drug into the country.
Of course. This is, calling on the Nigerian government and the, port authorities and every other person that is involved in making sure that our borders are safe and secure. It's just calling out to them to make sure that they take their jobs more seriously. saying that you're not doing a great job, but we're just saying that take your job more seriously, because when the borders are porous, it's very easy for such things to be smuggled into the country. So if people take their job, and if bribe, a lot of times, let's be honest, some things are not just being smuggled like that. Some of these things are because you don't just give somebody a certain amount of money and just say, okay, pass. That kind of thing. And that's how human trafficking works as well. So you want to pass through the borders. Things that are supposed to be checked, they don't check them because the driver or someone just squeezes a certain amount of money in your hand and you just forget about it. Well, we hope that things like this come to the country as soon as possible.
Okay, Nigeria man beats wife to death after DNA prove he is not the father of 3 kids.
Wow, problem. Wahala.
Like, seriously.
Big problem.
We Yoruba man, we are really, really desperate. I won't say what the man did is right.
At all.
It's not
It
right.
can never be right.
Like, you don't even have the right to raise your hand on women.
Not to talk of taking another man's life. It's very wrong.
But what the woman did is really, really wrong. I mean, why would your husband, even though this man cannot give you a pregnant, you don't have the right to have a extramarital affairs outside.
Exactly.
It's really, really bad because you are really your children bad things, because
Exactly.
when this thing happened now, I'm sure the children will know about it,
Of course.
and it's like it prompts them to involve themselves in extramarital affairs.
It is.
Really
It
heartbroken.
is. We really hope that things like this do stop in the country, because
Yeah.
this whole DNA thing came to light, I think, during the COVID-19, the heat of the COVID-19 period. So people were at home with their wives and their husbands, and people started discovering a lot of things. My child is not my child, and blah blah blah. I think one of the things that actually causes this most of the time is the desperation of women to have children. So there's so much pressure from here
the
and there,
family,
and you feel like, okay, your husband is not able to give you a child, so okay, you feel like, okay, you should just go outside and get it. But like I said last week, there are now several ways that you can do this. Instead of taking a risk that is so great, and at the end of the day end up regretting it. So why not just go through processes that are legal? Even if your husband cannot impregnate you or give you a child, you can go through. There's a child, there's adoption, there's artificial insemination, there are so many other things. There's
this
surrogacy.
kind of
So
thing won't happen.
in fact, even for the women, you cannot carry a pregnancy, another woman can carry the pregnancy. Like, a lot of times it's either because people do not know this, people are not enlightened enough, so they are ignorant, or they just feel like, okay, it's too expensive, or in some cases religious beliefs.
Even if
So my
it's
church
some people
with
even
it.
do dump their children on the
I mean,
So
there are lots
what
of
we-
babies in mother. That's why I say adoption is an option. So a lot of times, why people don't involve themselves, like I said, some people feel like, okay, my religion does not accept it. So if my husband is not the one that impregnated me through the regular means of intercourse and all that, then the child is not. I don't know. Everybody and their religion, but what I would try and desist from anything that might cause such things. Exactly. All right. I saw something on the Punch newspaper. I saw something on the Punch newspaper. Ogumona tax parents to help tackle insecurity. This is coming from the Oloja Ekun of Igbesha land in Ado Odo Ota local Ogun State. He has taxed parents to help the government in tackling the problem of insecurity by giving their children proper home training and quality education. Well, I think he has a point.
Yes. Yeah.
He does, because people that are criminals today, they did not just wake up.
Yes. Yeah.
It's there from somewhere. So in as much as the rate of the criminal rate in the country is rising every day, and it might be a little bit late to effect what he just said, but like it's better late than never. So children are still coming up. The world has not ended yet. We are still living in the world, and if you give birth to a child, definitely the child is going to grow tomorrow. You do not train the child properly. If as a parent you do not look after your proper training they need from home, definitely when they grow up they are going to become menace in society.
Even push their children
into that is true. That's true. I remember when I was a child, there's a story that they used to tell us. of a boy. I don't know if it's a real life story, but it was just a story. I just should teach morals of a boy who was committing crime, and his mom was stealing. He was stealing, and one day he was eventually caught and going to be hanged. He was going to be hanged to death. So before he was hanged, he requested that he wanted to see his mother. So they brought his mother, and you know what he did? His mother came close to him. He hugged his mom, and then he beat her ear. And she screamed. I was like, why did you bite my ear? And he said, because you never told me that this thing I was saying was bad, so you are the cause of everything. And the moral of the story is, parents, just make sure you tell your child when they're doing something wrong. A lot of times parents want to give their child all the care and affection and the love, but you do not know that when you are over pampering them, it is not love. You're actually spoiling them. You're actually making them do the wrong things. So if you truly love your child, you should be able to tell them when they are doing something wrong. You should be able to discipline them in the appropriate ways, and tell them the right thing to do at the same time. That's just my take on this. All right, other headlines will be coming to you right after this short commercial break. Do stay tuned.
Yes, yes, yes. It's VO Resort and Event Center. Do you need some time away from the hustle and bustle of the city to relax, kick back, and have some fun? Time off with family, friends, and that special someone. You have an event and need a beautiful accommodating space to host your guests? Look no further. VO Resort and Event Center has got your back with our 1,000-seater hall, restaurant, and bar, poolside, gym, tennis courts, golf course, kids play courts, alluring bedrooms, and a serene environment to cap it all up. Nothing is left uncovered. VO Resort and Event Center is located at kilometer 36 Isha Agoy Remo, Ogun State. Telephone 081 687 09103, 090 416 266 40, and 091 374 23830. With VO Resort and Event Center, you've made the right choice.
Alright, welcome back to the Breakfast Show here on View Radio FM. Alright, lastly on the headlines this morning, I'll just take one headline from the Guardian newspaper. December 1 deadline, get vaccinated if you love your job, federal government tells workers. I mean, it's something that we can laugh about, but it's actually true. December 1 is around the corner. It's just a few days from now. Today is 23rd already, right?
Yeah.
And just count how many days and you are 1st of December. So, federal government is kind of getting tired of people that are rejecting the vaccine and do not want to get vaccinated. I think some time ago I read on the headlines of how the percentage of the people that have gotten vaccinated is pretty low against the total number of people that are expected to be vaccinated. And now the federal government is coming out to say December 1 is around the corner. If you love your job, this is to federal government workers, civil servants. If you love your job,
I really advise those people to just take this vaccine. I mean, they are trying to help us, but we
we don't want to help ourselves.
Why would you want to? You should have collected this vaccine right even before the president or the governor would just be saying, collect this vaccine. I mean,
a lot of people have come out with several theories that the vaccine makes you sick and you will die eventually. Well, I've seen so many people that are taking this vaccine, and trust me, they are not dead. They are alive. They are moving very well. The thing is,
the vaccine is kind of strong on you, but
yes,
you should have eaten before you take
it's
vaccine.
not even about eating. It's like a normal drug.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you go to the hospital and you take some kind of injections? Even if you were feeling strong before,
Yes.
all of a sudden you just become weak. Yeah. That is it. So for like the first 1 or 2 days, you discover that you are having such weak feelings, but it's not because they put poison in the vaccine. It's what normal injections
Even
make
at
you
my
feel
place, someone told me
like.
that, she don't take this vaccine over. Because when I take this vaccine, spoon is coming on my spoon. Like I was like, what is this now?
Oh my god, and Nigerians and their theories. But then let's it's just an advice to people. If you love your job, especially civil servants, make sure you take the vaccine, because as from December 1st, if you have not been vaccinated, you might not be allowed to go to work or be around your office premises whatsoever. All right, that was it on the headlines this morning. Shikemi, do you have any, word of wisdom or any motivation for us this morning?
Well, my word of wisdom this morning will just be is patient. Patience help us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, like let me just give this story. There was this man and his boss. His boss, like he just want to test the kind of person he is. So he would lie against this man. This man would say, I'm not doing these things, but because of his patience, he will just plead with the man that I'm sorry if you think I'm doing this thing. I'm really, really sorry. I won't repeat it again. And this continues until this man now finally, the boss now finally say, wow, I really love your person because you are a patient person, and with this patience you like he promotes this man in his work. Like the man was a cleaner and he became the manager of
Wow, wow,
the
wow.
company. So patience really help us a lot.
Yes, it's a lesson to learn. Patience is virtue. I'll always say this: the patient dog eats the fattest bone.
Yeah.
That is it, and it's just the truth. It's as plain as it can be. So if you're not patient enough, you are going to miss a lot of opportunities just because you wanted to jump
And
stages.
it can even put you in trouble.
Because yeah.
Some people are half dead, but maybe this person now insults you because of impatience. You just slap the person. And slump,
Yeah.
and the person
So
suddenly died. So
that's it.
You are the last person that touched this person. So definitely you'll be arrested for this.
While I was still in school, how these school or officials they can frustrate you sometimes, and a lot of students were not patient with them. Some students raised their hand to an official, and those kind of things, straight expulsion in my school. Once you do something like that, you are going home. And a lot of us that were patient, we graduated, we are done, we're out. But those people that were not patient enough to just calm down and persevere, they're out. I'm not saying that it is right for those people to do some kind of things they do, but then as a human being, people are definitely going to get on your nerves one time or the other. But then just be patient with them and just control yourself. And you've noticed that a lot of times when you pass that stage, you notice that when someone does something similar to you, be like, I've seen this thing before, it's not even going to touch me at all. So that's just it. All was it on the breakfast show this morning. Like Shikemi has rightly said, be patient because patience is virtue, and like I said, the patient dog eats the fattest bone. That was it on the breakfast show this morning. Join us again tomorrow for another interesting episode. Do have a great day. Bye.